Well, I think if you're a headline writer, you're probably very excited about Sunday. Jurgen Klopp has announced that he will be leaving Liverpool come the end of this season. I think when you think of Liverpool and you think of iconic Premier League managers, Jurgen Klopp comes to mind. A shock for many today, but don't let it overshadow what is a big game for Norwich City coming up this Sunday. FA Cup. Fourth round against Liverpool at Anfield. Of course, we came through that replay against Bristol Rovers not so long ago, and Liverpool the opponents. Couple of bits of news before we get into the preview. That's that Grant Hanley is back available. He of course loves Anfield. If you cast your mind back to previous games there. Josh Sargent won't be in the squad. I still think they're slightly not concerned, but they still want to get his match fitness back to 100%. He's obviously been missing for the majority of this season, so he'll be out of the squad. He's fine, but he's preparing for Coventry. Johnny Rowe is out, more concerning, with a broken hand. He picked that up in the game against Leeds United. It looks like he will miss Liverpool and also Coventry, of course, Norwich's next league game. So that's disappointing. Johnny Rowe, of course, has already been linked with plenty of clubs this transfer window. Aston Villa, the latest. I must say, I think we're probably going to keep hold of him this January. It might be delusion, it might be optimism, but I see both him and Gabriel Sara sticking around until the summer. It's a different, story when that moment comes. But I think we're safe for now. Famous last words. Probably moves before this video is even released. But I think Johnny Rowe should be here come the summer. Hopefully. This is going to be a difficult task, and I almost deem it win-win for Norwich. If we manage to get something brilliant, but of course no one's expecting us to. You can already see there 2 of our best players are out, so we're not going to be all out attack. I suspect we'll go strong, and I suspect we'll give it a very good go. Of course, Wagner and Jurgen Klopp are best friends. I think this will be a game where Klopp will be glad he's alongside his best mate for what's probably going to be a fairly emotional one for him. Of course, this isn't his last game, but it is the first after the announcement that he will be leaving. And I mean, Liverpool fans adore this man. I suspect they've taken this news like a death in the family. So it's going to be a really interesting atmosphere, and I think it's quickly become the hottest ticket in town, hasn't it, for an FA Cup fourth round game against Championship opposition. Liverpool fans will be bang up for this. Of course, Mo Salah is away at AFCON. They've got a couple at the Asian Cup, so they're not going to be all out either, and they've probably got bigger fish to fry. They're going really well in the Europa League. They're top of the Premier League. They're into a EFL Cup final. Real possibility of winning a good few trophies this season for Liverpool. If they were to go weak, then this is the game to do so in. But it's remarkable, really, the way that Liverpool have it almost feels like phase 2 of this Klopp era, where Salah's coming probably to the end of his playing days at Liverpool. They lost Mane, they've lost Firmino, and they've just managed to find such depth and quality going forwards. Diaz is always so exciting. Jota is clinical in front of goal. You've got Darwin Núñez, who, despite chaotic, his numbers are actually really promising. So this Norwich team are going to have to give absolutely everything and pick up a bit of luck along the way. I mean, our record at Anfield is pretty disastrous. There's been a couple of draws in the last sort of decade, of course. Grant Holt, the famous header in front of the Kop end, that was a draw. We had Russell Martin scoring just after the birth of his child. So there's been a few moments at Anfield to cheer about, but there's been far more disastrous days. You just look back at sort of the Luis Suarez era with real grimace. This isn't the most important. I think once we'd lost to Leeds, everyone was like, right, on to Anfield, and of course, but for me, it's almost on to Coventry. Like, this is a game where you might be able to create some memories. I'm sure the players are really looking forward to going up to Anfield and playing there, but it's all about the league now. It's been a promising couple of weeks for Norwich. The good results against West Brom and Hull away from home, and a couple of good performances in there probably more so the second half against Bristol Rovers and the performance against West Brom were pleasing. Even the performance against Leeds, it wasn't terrible. I just think in that we lost against the better side. We're a squad, yes, in terms of championship standards, still wealthy, and there's a lot of wage budget that's got into this side, and championship terms, relatively large transfer sums as well. But Leeds United packed with quality. You've got Ruta, who I think they paid £36 million for. So of course we were going to struggle in that, but I thought we did okay. And I think if we put together enough of those types of performances, I'm not saying we'll get top six, but hopefully momentum should carry us forwards better than it has done so far. I suspect, as I said, we'll go all out. There may well be a couple of changes. Liam Gibbs might come in. I guess it's a good opportunity to try and bed some players in. Wagner's not going to get any stick here if we lose. If we get battered sort of 6 or 7-0, then that may be an issue. But I don't see that happening. I think there'll be goals, and I think Liverpool will progress. Great analysis, but let's just get through this without injury. And without embarrassment, and I think I'd probably take that. Mind very much on league at the moment. A cup run would have been lovely, but you saw the draw, and you just felt when Liverpool were drew out of the hat, it was going to be us, and it was. I would have loved to have been Ipswich Town and got sort of Maidstone at home or something. That would have been great, but not to be. To all of those going up to Anfield, enjoy your time in Liverpool. It's a great city. It's a great stadium. And hopefully we don't get battered. But very much mind on Coventry at this point. See you all on Sunday for a match review and hopefully some good things to talk about. Bye, everyone.